We have Belinda. Wave your hand, Belinda.
Hi there.
Hi, Belinda.
You want to tell us a small bit about yourself?
Right. So it's wonderful to be here. I'm a psychic medium from Cape Town, South Africa. And it's only this year that I met all these lovely people. And as I was saying to Michelle earlier, who lives near me and whom I've never met, I believe in complete, really divine right timing. So I am very much looking forward to seeing what Spirit has brought forward for you all this evening. Julie, what would you like me to start immediately, or to tell a bit more?
We're going to do a little. I'm going to play a little Native American prayer, and I just want you guys to introduce yourself and let everybody see who you are. So just give me a couple seconds. Angelina, you already know who you are, but you can still introduce yourself.
Well, I'm
going to. Are you talking to me, Julie?
Angelina.
Oh,
yeah. No, that's okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll start the other way around and say I have curly hair and I straighten it. Mediumship work, art, spirit art, all of that stuff. It's been a big part of my life. I'm sure like many of you here, we've all had experiences since we were children, could not understand it, possibly feeling odd, sometimes not feeling as if we even belong to our own families. But wonderful adventure of life and spirit, and I love every minute of it. I've spent a great deal. My background is in art, actually. I was trained as a designer, and I also worked in London, designing and anyway, various. I was pretty lucky with that because it built up a lot of varied experience. Then I had a strong desire many years ago when I was about 30 to go into teaching. I think it was just, I don't know, a voice within really. And as soon as I felt that, then a job came up. So you just said, that's, spirit has a wonderful way of opening doors for us. So hence started my teaching. So I've been teaching art and design for a very long time. I'm still partly involved in the educational side of it, although I have retired 3 years ago. But my spiritual work and life has been running parallel. So I guess if people ask me what I'm doing, I would say my normal work or my abnormal work.
Yeah. Can I just say that I've always said I have a dual vocation. So, and you're the first person who said the same thing. I'm an opera singer and musician. Wonderful. And yet I've always had to do the spirit work. So divine. I totally get that.
Yeah. So it's interesting because for me, I watched sort of the various tools come together, which I love. And it also represents a little bit the way that I was teaching with my teaching, because I love to integrate materials and sort of teach people that way, not just the basic classical drawing sort of faculty. And now I've got a wonderful opportunity to spread my wings a little bit more. I have been doing some work abroad for a number of years. I still love teaching very much. I've moved into trance about 3 years ago, and that's how I met Julie, actually, about 3 years ago, in a rather unusual manner, completely led by spirit, which I also love a lot. I'm hoping that in the next 6 months to put that book together with a lot of the philosophy that I get, and a lot of the symbols that the spirit world gives me that I work with through my teaching, people to work with. So
thank you. Angelina also teaches mediumship, evidential mediumship, and portraiture. She also has Run Circles if you want to get, I'll post, when I post the YouTube video, I'll post her links.
Thank you. Thanks, Julie.
Welcome. Nina.
Hi guys, I'm Nina. I live in Connecticut. What these two said, all that. I think a lot of mediums do artistic things. I'm a hairdresser, I'm a boxer, I'm a medium. I met Julie doing trance work about 3 years ago, I think, Julie. Yeah. I just love everything about this, and this isn't going to be long, but I just want to bring love to the group and hopefully bring forward your loved ones today and just bring the healing. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you. Michelle? Where did Michelle go?
I'm here. My cupboard just
Oh,
opened.
you are. I see so many people, sorry.
On my screen, I'm right next to you. So very much similar to everybody else. I'm actually left-handed by day and left brain by day and right brain by night. I'm an investment analyst by day, and then I'm a medium by night. At the moment, it just brings me profound joy to connect with the wisdom and the love of spirit. I'm a multi-dimensional medium as well, which expands beyond just crossover loved ones, which is also just an incredible experience to learn about the broader universe. And yeah, I recently have been, through Nina, brought to Julie, and the more and more I feel a soul connection building up stronger and stronger with spirit, the more I realize I want to go into trance mediumship. So it's just a continuing beautiful journey. And I hope today to bring through some loved ones and also bring healing.
Wonderful, thank you. I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves. If you get called on, you can unmute yourself. And I'm going to play a short Native American prayer. It's about 3 or 4 minutes long, and after that we'll begin. Okay. Sorry, I have traffic behind me. I live in a tourist town, so I can't help it. Hopefully it starts from the beginning.
O Great Spirit,
Everybody close your eyes.
whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to the world, hear me. I come to you as one of your many children. I am small and weak. I need your strength and your wisdom. May I walk in beauty. Make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things that you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may know the things you have taught your children, the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. Make me strong so that not to be superior to my brothers, but to be able to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me ever ready to come to you with straight eyes, so that when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame.
It's actually shorter than 3 or 4 minutes, but it's nice. I love that prayer. Okay, Belinda, you can start now.
Okay, can you hear me now? Right. The first thing I hear is the clunk of a spanner as it falls on the floor. And I have with me a young man. He must be in his 20s. And he says to me, "Mom, did you really think that I would not come tonight? You wanted me to, but you also were scared that I would come because the emotions are too raw. They're sometimes too much for you." He says, "Thank you that everybody wore red at my funeral. I'm getting the impression that his name was that of a president. He was named after president. And he says, take a chance on me. He says, it was so difficult at school because I was not seen for whom I was. People didn't understand that it wasn't so easy for me to learn, but you always believed in me. You stood up for me, you understood me, and you made sure that, and you accepted me fully when I came to manhood. Can you take that? Can anybody take that? Right, Julie. Julie, so it feels very, very strong, very emotional for me, because it feels like you have your son standing right behind you and he's been there for hours. You probably felt like this tickling in your hair. That's been him. He misses your special occasions together. He wants, okay, let me see, I'll try to get the name right. So with the A, I think it's Amber. He wants to live vicariously through Amber. He says, I know that you will do good stuff, right? So it's nice. So you will do good stuff. You're not going to be as naughty as I was. In fact, I'm going to try not to censor myself too much with anything, because otherwise it bothers me afterwards. He shows me a marijuana leaf and he says, peace. Right? Was that something he liked? Okay. So he says, please, not that part of it, but this was part of me. And I wanted to bring peace, and I loved fixing things, but I was so tired by the time I came back from work. I didn't feel like fixing everything at home for everybody else. So he says there's tons more he could say, and he's been waiting so long to say it. So his death anniversary would have been about 4 months ago. Is it about 4 months ago? Right. Okay. And he's really, really, really well. He's exceptionally happy, and the send-off he got was absolutely phenomenal. And he says he thinks it's really, really funny that even those who didn't like his team wore what you told them to wear. Was that true?
That's amazing, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as I say, he could go on much more, but that time he just wanted you to feel him coming in with a whoosh. What was the work that he did where he clunked the spanner down?
He did chef work sometimes. I don't know what he did with span. I don't know.
Did he fix things?
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm.
What is the red?
Redskins.
Okay, because it's unusual for somebody's funeral to not wear black, or in some Eastern traditions, white. So that must be the team that he said. Yeah, everybody had to wear, didn't matter.
Even the ones that didn't like the Redskins wore Redskin shirts.
That's very beautiful. So I just want you to know that that really meant a lot to him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving. I did not
expect that.
He said you didn't, and he wanted to come through very strongly. So I'm going to he's not going anywhere. He's still standing behind your chair. So I'm going to hand him over for a minute. And there's a very different energy that comes in here. There is such a larger than life old man. And he says, Cheryl. So it looks like this might could be a father-in-law. Says, is it Paul? Oh God. Tell Paul it doesn't matter what happened with the politics. Have we got a Cheryl here? My gosh. Is there any Cheryl here who relates to this?
I do, yes.
I can't see where you are. Oh, there. Cheryl, so he says, tell Paul it doesn't matter if Trump lost. Is that to do with you? Anything
Yes.
to do with Trump?
My husband.
Okay. Was he a great, or is he? He's alive still,
Yes.
right?
My husband, yes.
So he likes, so he did it. I mean, again, I know that some of this stuff gets very controversial, but the man on the other side is also a Trump supporter. But he's saying this, it must have, something really drove you mad, because Paul was going at it and going at it and going at it. And he got so depressed. He felt that his whole belief had been lost. He believed everything was so, that he believed things were going to come through at the last moment.
Yes.
Okay. So he just wants to tell him, you know what, just let it go, let it go. The next year is going to be much better. And he's laughing about it. But this is from your husband's side, not your side, this man who really, really, felt the same. So that was quite a contrast. He's got a very strong personality. And so he's still, he will tell people what to do. He'll even wave his finger. But he's, so he's there as a guide as well. So I just wanted to go to you. So then I'm going to go to Malada Malada. Hi, I'm sorry, I never know how to, and then Julie, you must tell me when to stop because I got a lot of excited spirits here. They say here, this is a family in the theater. They're playing me Paganini, they're playing me Mendelssohn. They say, you've got to play your violin. What's been happening? They want daily practice, so you're nodding. But it's not just that. It's not just classical music. There's other people, I don't know if it's from your father's side, who say, we are a musical family. Obviously not, I'm not doing the accent right. But we are theater people. We are thespians. Are there a few other people who also play instruments and are in the theater in your family?
Yes.
Okay, so they're saying, in spite of everything that's happening in the COVID, but I'm telling them about the COVID. They're saying, what is this COVID? So I'm saying about the COVID. So they're not that interested in the COVID. It's like they haven't been reading the news. They don't understand. And they say, you've sought peace. You've sought a simple lifestyle. You wanted, you found this love match, right? Soulmate. And you just wanted that so much. And here they're saying, your music, bring out the music. There's just no, there's no kind of choice. So we want you to do that. So you can be both. But wonderful characters, and it's a whole theatrical family. And I look forward to hearing that. Are you practicing? Why they want you to do more practicing? Has it not been happening?
Okay, yeah. True, I'm not practicing.
Okay, so please will do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You tell I can't even see where you've gone, Julie, because you've got to tell me when to stop. But I just want to go to Nasrin.
Okay, one more.
Wow, there's proud people. I thought it was 3 grandparents from the other side. But so it might be, so it's great, or it's grandparents. 3 say, oh, you must be so proud of your boy. So proud of your boy. We're proud of your boy. He's so clever. His name is Joseph. Is it? Yes, he's still alive, right? He's still with us. Yes. Those who've come through say it's been a hard path, and it was an incredibly hard path for your family. And you are brilliant. You are very, very left-brained. You're an achiever. And look at this child. He's probably a recent graduate. He's young, maybe last year. So I don't know what it is he's doing now. But you are remarkable. They're clapping and they're saying he chose his parents amazingly. It's too phenomenal. They love it. So
thank you.
Pleasure. So I'm hoping there's tears of happiness and definitely not sadness. Julie, where are you, please? Because I need you to tell me.
It's time to stop.
Okay.
You were doing so wonderful. I didn't want to stop you, but thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much. Michelle?
I'm here. Okay, give me a sec, guys. That was a lot of energy. Beautiful, Belinda. Okay. So I'm aware of a gentleman, and as I sort of connect with him, he comes in and he's an elderly gentleman, and he feels very much to me like a grandfather, and it feels like it would be connected through either a husband's grandfather, or it could in fact be your grandfather. And I want to say that it is your grandfather, because he's correcting me and he's just telling me now I am the grandfather. And oh, he's just the sweetest, beautiful, gentle energy. He's got, he is showing me a grey white hair. I'm just not too sure of that. And he's wearing a jumper. So he would have worn very neatly dressed. like quite preppy in a way. And I want to say that this gentleman was very well educated. He strikes me as a professional. So this is somebody that would have potentially been a lawyer or a doctor, not a doctor, no, not a doctor, but this is somebody that would have either run his own business, he would have been in charge of people, but he was a leader from a beautiful space of just a beautiful space. And as I tap into him, he would have really been there for his family. And what he shows me is a granddaughter sort of sitting on the floor, and this granddaughter's got dark hair, and the jumper he's wearing is like this beautiful baby yellow with the white pants and the shoes. And I almost get a bit of a suburban feel about him. But it's just not quite there. It's just a very preppy feel. Let's just leave it there. And I see this grand kid on the floor, and she's really throwing her toys around, and he's just standing back and he's just taking it all in. He's not getting upset by it. He's just looking upon this child with, what is the word? Just the beauty of life. That's what I'm getting from this gentleman. It's just the beauty, just the love he had for his family, and the understanding that life was not necessarily as, smooth as we would like it to be. And kids having a tantrum actually on some level may have been a little bit humorous to him in a nice way, not in an ugly way, but in a nice way. So I'm just going to put it out to the group, and I'm just going to ask if there's anybody here that would have a grandfather in spirit. It feels very much so connected through the father side of the family. And is a gentleness about this gentleman. He was very precise. He dressed extremely neatly, and I really get the feeling that he would have been a professional, because he's got this gold pen that he sort of dots his I's and crosses his T's.
Melada takes it.
Okay, thank you, Melada. Is there anybody else that that is able to take this information? Otherwise, I'm Melada, I'm honing in on you, girl. Melada, if I could just hear your voice, it really does help.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I recognize him. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right. So I'm just, and in fact, just going off the previous reading, he immediately shows me a piano and the importance of, and usually there's something about music within your family that just brought people together. I mean, is somebody pregnant at the moment? Is there a baby on the way? Is somebody thinking about having a baby at the moment?
I have a hunch that someone's pregnant. We haven't heard yet, but I have a hunch, yeah.
No. I can say that she is pregnant, whomever it is. And I'm even going to go as far as to, I'm getting a very strong feeling that it's a little boy. And shoo, he's really emphasizing, and I really want to just understand why he's bringing my attention so much. Okay, I remember something now, and I'm sure he's just popped it in my head. When this child is growing up within the womb, play the music, play the Bach, play the play the classics. And what he's saying to me, it's just this lay the foundation for not just music. I'm really, the music is so big, Melada. The music is just it's uniting. I have the keyboard that is creating spirals around people and is bringing voice where there isn't usually voice, expression where there isn't usually expression, and the importance of artistic expression and what it can do to soothe the soul. And the music, the pregnancy, and okay, is the person that you are suspecting pregnant connected to this gentleman? Is there a reason for him to be specifically wanting to find out? Is it your sister? Is it
My nephew's
cousin?
wife. My nephew's wife, and so it would be his grandson's wife. Yes, his great grandson's wife. Mhm.
Now, was your grandfather talented musically? Because I've got him. I see him on a keyboard. I see him just playing music.
I feel like that's his connection to how much he loved all the music in our family. We have tons of musicians in our family.
There's going to be something very unique about this baby that's coming. I want to say that there's going to be something a beautiful talent that's going to emerge there. And I want to say, oh, he's just getting so excited about it.
It makes sense to me. He loves children,
Like this nurturing, that he's just bringing this nurturing forward, and it's like nurturing, like throw music at him before he can even pop out, kind of thing. Immerse him in the joy and the connectedness that we can feel when we are listening to music, because words sometimes can't necessarily capture what it is what we want to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'll leave him there with he's just shown me a little blue chukka train, a little like a boy's toy, a little chukka train, a blue chukka.
So I know what that is. Yeah.
So he's just wanting to bring that to your attention, and without me going into that any further, I think that she will know. She will know what the significance is of that. There's a connection here as well, because it's like a chukka train, the beep beeps, with the smoke coming out the top, I think again, I know again, And what he's saying to me is that life may feel sometimes like it's just, what we've got a saying in our house, full gas, it's just going full gas. But he's wanting you to acknowledge, and I think you already understand this and know this, that at the precipice, there will be a huge relief and all efforts will not be in vain. And I think that was just very important for him to say to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
And I'll leave him there with your love.
Thank you.
Okay. I just want to have a sip of water. Julie, can I come back later?
Yes, you can. Nina.
Okay, let's see. If you recognize whoever I'm bringing through, please unmute yourself, because I can't see everybody's screen. There's like two, I don't want to say pages. There's like two different, so please unmute yourself, because we need your voice to make the energetic connection. So just make sure you do that if you can understand.
You can they can also let me know if they can take it in the chat, and I can go to them. So
I prefer the sitter's voice, actually, because it helps with the connection.
I mean, some of them don't know how to raise their hand. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So as I'm asking someone from the spirit world to come forward, I immediately have this man. He's actually sitting on the floor playing with children's toys, and he's showing me he would have loved to do this. I feel like he's talking about Christmas. He's saying any time of year. I love to do this, but he feels like a grandfather to me. He's showing me there's kids, and he loved nothing more than sitting there and watching them unwrap their gifts. He just loves, he's saying the joy of the holidays. He's showing me Christmas ornaments, so I know that was a big deal for him. I'm hearing the name Papa, so I feel that's a name I think the grandchildren would call him instead of Grandpa. They would call him Papa. He just feels so, he's given me the word beloved by his family. He was so loved. Does anyone recognize this so far? I'm just hearing static. Did somebody? I can't hear.
No, they didn't. Somebody had came in late. That's all it was.
Okay. As he draws a little closer to me, I feel stubble on his face, so I know that he would have gone quite a bit without shaving sometimes. He liked to have that. His hair was gray, and he's showing me he would dress like a lumberjack, so he would wear these flannel, I know there's red on them, red and blue or red and black or red and green. He shows me this type of clothing. And he shows me his hands, and he shows me they're calloused. So I know that this man would have worked very hard. I feel like he would have chopped down trees at some points in his life. He's given me the word mechanical. So I know that he also worked on cars. I feel like I want to say a jack of all trades. So I know that this guy did a lot of everything, but he's telling me his top priority was his family. His family was everything to him. Before I continue, Chrissy, I'm feeling drawn to you. Do you understand this, honey?
Chrissy.
Chrissy with a C. You're muted, honey.
Lumberjack.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
can't see you though now at the moment, I'm afraid, but never mind, I can listen.
I'm here.
I'm here. I understand a bit about a lumberjack.
Should we make it bigger?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, honey.
And he probably did have a bit of a stubble. But
do you understand him being a grandfather and liking to play with blocks and children's toys on the floor with the kids?
Oh yes, he was a grandfather.
Do you understand
Many
the
times
toys
over.
though?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
He shows
gosh,
me lots. I feel like I want to talk about lots of cards that are thumbtacked to a wall or on the fridge, like a lot of, I don't know, Christmas or get well cards. He's like showing me there's a lot of those that would have been hung up. I smell, he's really into the Christmas thing, I'm telling you. And I feel like he has a birthday or an anniversary actually around Christmas, because he's also given me that feeling. So I don't know if he was born in December or he passed in December, but he's or January, one of the 2 months, but he's giving me that type of feeling. He's telling me, Chrissy, the best part of his life is sitting home with the family and just, he said even in the cold months, he just wanted to be in the house with them and just relax. And he was showing me drinking coffee like you just did. This is just his whole life. He worked very hard. So at the end of the day, he liked to kick his feet up, sit there. I want to open up a newspaper and just relax. So I know that he would have worked very hard. He's even shown me the bottoms of his feet and they hurt at the end of the day. So he was a very hard worker. Again, everything was his family, Chrissy. Do you understand this?
Do. Yes.
I feel like he keeps talking about this because not only was it very important to him, but maybe some people didn't realize it, how much he really cared about the family. So he keeps like going into that. I also want to talk about 2 little children with him. Do you understand that, Chrissy? I believe they're grandchildren.
They may well be.
Okay.
Yes.
I want
His
to call them
daughters?
towheads, which is very blonde. Do you understand that?
Yes, they could be.
Okay. I'm also given the name Christopher that is connected. It doesn't have to be one of their names, but a connection with the name Christopher with this family. Do you understand that?
That's his son.
Okay, good. He's saying, Chrissy, and I believe this is a message for you. He's saying that the little things don't matter in life. You have to focus on what's really important. He's telling me you've been really stressing a lot and working a bit too hard. You've got to let some stuff off your shoulders. You cannot take the world on, honey, he's saying. You can't do that. I feel like there's so much just going on with you and you've got to learn to release it and just relax. And he's talking about a good home cooked meal, which I feel like you do anybody, but he's just saying, home is where the heart is and food is where the heart is. So just please bring the focus back to yourself, honey, because I feel like you need that and some sunshine. So with that, I'm gonna leave him with you and thank him for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Are we all going twice, Julie?
Yes.
Okay. Yay. Let's see. Hi, Ray. Nice to see you.
Sorry, I'm late.
Okay. Oh, so I have a grandmother coming through now. Oh, I love this lady. She's amazing. She tells me that she was very busy. Oh, another one with the kids. She loved the kids too. She's always chasing after them, and I feel like I want to like pinch them almost as I'm running behind them. So she's making me feel that she would have, I feel like she would have lived with her son or her daughter for a while with the kids when the kids were growing up. She's making me feel like she would have stayed with them for a while to help take care of them. She's showing me my grandmother actually, and that's what she did. She's talking about flowers, so I feel like this is something she loved. I need to have a flower in a vase on the table all the time. I need to look out the window and I need to see, I need to feel the air on my face. Like she's someone that really needed nature. That was vital to her. That was very important to her.
This question is for
What, Julie?
Sorry, it wasn't me. Chrissy didn't mute herself. Go ahead.
And I'm taking kids for walks, so I know that as this woman, she shows me holding her hands, and she's even showing me the beach. So she liked all types of weather because I'm seeing cold and sun and all types of everything. She just liked to do everything. She's saying I'm multi-talented, and my knees hurt a bit as this woman, so I know that she had arthritis in her knees. But she was definitely loved by the family, and I want to bear hug the two little kids, so there would have been two. Does anyone understand this woman, this beautiful grandmother? Make sure you unmute if you can hear it. I mean, if you can understand this.
Maybe up to a point.
Hi, Elena. How much, what can you take? Not can't. Can you take most of it?
She goes with her daughter and raised the two kids, two boys.
Okay. Do you understand her living with you, honey?
Not with me, with my aunt.
Okay.
With my aunt.
Okay.
But she was much involved in nature and in herbs, and I think I have taken this gift from her. I feel as she has blessed me with this.
Okay. Elena, she's telling me that she was a firecracker. So this lady was so funny, and she just loved to laugh and crack jokes and just have fun with everybody. She was just that type of person. She loved to laugh. Do you understand that about her?
Mm-hmm.
She gives me that word firecracker. So I'm sorry, what?
Let's see.
Okay. I feel like also I want to do this. So I know that she had short hair. I feel like I would have gone and got my hair done sometimes. Maybe rollers or perm, but I just feel like she would have had her hair done. And she's also telling me she didn't like to spend too much money. So I know she was someone that, not that she was cheap or frugal, but she grew up that way. It's part of how she was taught. So maybe when she grew up, there was the depression, or there was, something going on that she just couldn't get herself to buy ridiculous things, is what she's saying. She just didn't, she wanted to make sure she spent smartly. Do you understand that about her?
She did spend smartly, but she had long hair, though it wouldn't show. It was always like that.
Okay.
With
okay.
cover.
I feel like I want to talk about a son as this woman, Elena. Do you understand her having a son, a grown son?
She had a son that was killed in an accident.
Okay, I just know that she's referring to a son, and I know that she was close with the son because she shows me hugging him, and she's saying that she loved the time spent living with the family. She said it brought sunshine into her life, because I feel she's making me feel that she was lonely before she moved in. She didn't want to live by herself. She wanted to come and stay and take care of the family because that's where her joy was. Do you understand that?
Yes, she was involved with the family all the time.
Yes.
She never had time for her, always for the family.
As she's wrapping this up, I know that she wants to say, and it's almost similar to what the last person said, but she's talking about family dinners and celebrations and holidays. She's saying celebrate every single day of life, because every day is important. Celebrate those days with your loved ones. I know tomorrow's Mother's Day. Here it is anyway. I don't know where you are, but she's saying just celebrate each other every single day. And she shows me a big heart. And with that, I'm going to leave her with you and thank her for coming. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
Wonderful, Nina. Wonderful job. Yay.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. Angelina.
Okay. Okay. I've had this lady around for a little bit of time, so I'm just going to trust it I have a lady that I feel that is a mother to somebody, and she's shown me herself in a classroom, because I see desks and teaching. And I also feel that this lady would have had a problem around her chest, possibly around her breast, but didn't say anything for quite some time. I'm going to start with that. Can anybody take that? Feels like a mother to me. Could be a grandmother, feels like a mother. But she showed me desks, wooden desks.
You can take it, just either put your virtual hand up or just unmute yourself and let us know.
Anybody take that? No? Letty, did you put your hand up? Okay, thank you. Can you take the teaching part? Desks?
Yes, I can take the teaching part.
Thank you. Okay, because I feel that this lady would have been what I would call quite a deep character.
Okay.
Very thoughtful. Deep enough so that sometimes certain members of the family could not really understand her.
Okay.
Can you resonate with that?
I don't know.
Okay. Can you take the fact that she got ill with something that she didn't talk about or didn't make a fuss about?
I have to verify.
Okay, because she had something going wrong with her, and I believe it's around the chest area. I still feel that it has to do with the breast, but didn't come out with it. Kind of ignored it, but she knew that there were moments during her teaching time that she was aware of some pain going on, but she decided not to talk about it and then left it much later on.
Okay.
Now I see lots of books around her, so she would have been not only a reader, but was she teaching something literature? I feel that's words, it's not mathematics.
Could be.
That's why I felt that she was quite deep, because she would write things down. She would write her thoughts down. So I feel there's a lot of expression in words that were done.
Yeah.
That's why I felt she was can you take that? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So she was a particular character. That's the first thing I was drawn to, was not only the teaching, but it was her personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm seeing her spending time by herself and looking out of the window a lot into nature. And a lot of this thinking will be going on in her head and not possibly writing things down. Okay. That's why I felt that she was, there was something very unusual about her personality. A very warm person, but you would not really have understood that unless you understood another aspect of her.
Okay.
So she was quite special, I would say. Very much, very much. And I would classify her as a little bit more of an intellectual person. Okay. So that's why I've got lots of books about her, lots of understanding, lots of knowledge, very selective with her words. Yeah. Now, can I please talk to you about that something in the family that was unfinished business?
Yes.
That was very precise. That was the first thing that came to her when she began not to feel well. It was something that not only did she didn't ignore the fact that there was unfinished business in the family, but she chose not to ponder on it or do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So when the time came that she was not well, this was very much highlighted within her.
Right.
I'll say it again. She's very deep. She was quite emotional, but people could not really understand that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of her thinking, a lot of her expressions were put into words. I'm very tempted to say I want to write like poetry.
Okay.
Okay, that's how beautiful it was, what she couldn't express. So I do feel that there was unfinished business in the family. I'm not even going to use the word rift.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use the word rift?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the rift was about, I'm getting this word relationships. relationships, or now you're going to say families, relationships, but there was something about maybe a marriage and divorce, or there was something going on that something was not correct with the decision perhaps that was made by her, that people could not understand at the time. You know, it was to do with her personal life, I think. That's
I can
that,
take that.
okay, you can take that because it's quite intense, you know. So this whole thing is about the intensity of her feelings. So the rift or the misunderstanding or the unfinished business was to do with that. I think that there was aspects of her decision that she had taken that she really didn't tell anybody about. I have to say that to you. Okay. So there was a deeper reason for her to have taken the decisions that she did, and that what might have caused the misunderstanding within the family structure itself.
I can take that.
There was something going on there that was not correct for her to share. That's what she felt.
Okay.
It was as strong as that. Can you take that?
Maybe. Yeah.
Not correct for her to share. So she felt she held her ground. It's almost as if she had her principles. And she said, yeah. So she was very much like that. Now, can I please come to you in particular? Sorry to be a bit personal, but what she's trying to say to me, do you sometimes put a little solidity and boundaries about some of the things that you want to do or believe?
Imagine, yes.
I'll tell you why, because this is something that she did while she was alive. The unfinished business in the family, choosing not to express it, being very sort of personal with all her, you know, the writing they expressed within. So she was very much, I'm not suggesting that you're an introvert. I'm not suggesting that. But I think what she wants to say to you is, please don't do what I did. You've got to come out there. You've got to be expressive. She wants to take you by the hand. Actually, you know, when you take a child, like a school friend, and you want to open the door and take them out to play in the yard, she wants to take you by the hand and take you out to play. So you need to be allowing yourself to play. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It does.
And not only that, but perhaps she was a little bit too, you know, she set her mindset over whatever happened in the family, okay? That was quite personal. I have to say that to you. Yeah. It was quite personal. So it's almost as if she doesn't want to let me go in there, but I'm getting that feeling it was quite personal. I think I do understand, but I choose not to express it. So she's saying, okay. But she doesn't want you to set those boundaries, and so those limitations she set herself. So she wants you to open the door, go out to play, and she wants you to also investigate and have more of a creative adventure. I don't know why I'm saying that to you.
Yes, I know why.
Okay, so she wants to say, tell her I wanted to have a creative adventure about her. I know you've just shown me I just see a cat that's going around you, but you know, like children like to play with animals and go outside in the yard and have fun and giggles. She wants to take you out there, and she's also showing me a small dog. Is there a small dog around?
I want to get one, but okay. I don't have one yet.
Okay. Well, she wants to talk about the small dog. So maybe if you're thinking of getting one, she's opening the yard at the back, take you outside to play. And she's saying, take the small dog with you. So I guess I was saying, you got to get that small dog.
I have to convince this cat.
Well, I think you're going to get it because I can see it's a little small dog. It's quite small. Yeah. So she just wants you to have, and I think I just want to finish this off and say, you know, a part of her is sorry that she didn't allow those boundaries to drop and close some of those wounds that needed to be healed.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I want to say that to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for working with me.
Thank you.
Let's see. May I have a go and see if anybody else wants to join us? Shall I, Julie, or do you want to go back to anybody else?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah,
Okay. Let's have a go.
if you're ready.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. I'm getting somebody that was in the military. Feels like a father. Guys, I'm very drawn to, and I really want to say US. I know there's a lot of you here in the US, so it's just that I recognize the military thing, you know, the gear. And it feels as if this person would have had a career in the military. Can anybody take that just to begin with, to pick up the string?
I can take it, Angelina. This is Nina.
Thank you, Nina and Mark. Yeah. So I said US, but I tell you, I'm getting like the crown bit, you know. Anyway, I don't know anything about military stuff or uniforms, but you know. But this is somebody that would have had a career because they're very proud to be in the army.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got two of you guys here. Let's see where we can separate it. You know, quite a dynamic personality, full of humor, wanting to like teasing people.
Would have
I want
thought.
to use the word teasing. Does that, it's specific. Can somebody take the teasing?
That's a family trait with me.
Okay, so I'll continue and we might be with Mark and we'll see. But I'm saying teasing because it's quite specific. It's not about, you know, just cracking a joke. It's teasing, particular. And very, very sharp and very, very shrewd, the teasing. Very clever with the words. And also the teasing was very much done by observing the other person very sharply and seeing trends about them and seeing how they had. And this person would have had the gift to be able to pick that up very, very quickly with people. Can you still take that, Mark?
Yep.
If I'm still with you? Loved food. Loved the food. Never said anything, even if you had a full stomach and somebody said, do you want to come in and have a bite to eat, or do you want to, or if you walked into somebody's house, steak and kidney pie. Do you know anything if you like that? Because I can smell it.
He was a great grandfather, but all my family liked these sort of things. And this is a personality that's very strong. I will say he was born in Ireland, served in the British Army, he became a captain, and he lived in America with his second wife, and I've got cousins over in the northeast.
Okay,
Not too much info.
Okay, because I was getting the American bit coming in, you know. Anyway, like I said, a food person, you know, a pie person, the smell of sort of steak and kidney pie, and a very affectionate person.
Yeah.
A very affectionate person. So, you know, he wouldn't be shy even if he came into somebody's house that he knew, of course, and maybe came into the housewife that was cooking. Again, I'm talking about the food. He would be expressive like that. He will come up and he won't just stand at a distance and say, well, that's very nice what you're cooking. He'll come up and put his hand over the shoulder. And there was a specific laughter about him, you know. It wasn't a chuckle, but there was quite a deep laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So when people heard him laughing, it could be quite contagious, his laughter.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you know if he had a collection of things? If he used to collect something in particular?
No, myself, I'm sorry.
Okay. Because it feels as if he was collecting like stamps, you know, envelopes.
I used to.
Oh, okay. Okay, he wants to talk about order.
Yeah.
Okay. He wants to talk about order because he was, of course, in the military and he was a bit of a stinker with order.
Yeah.
And I knew that he must have been up in the rank when I first saw him because he had some, again, I don't know anything about military stuff and, you know, whatever they get, you know, but I could see that he had gone up and that's why I said he was a professional. But he wants to talk about order because the first thing, you know, when he showed himself, apart from the personality, like I said, it was a teasing side of him, etc. But he was very serious with his job and he really believed in order. So he would have had the side of him that would have been the laughter and you know, the beer and the teasing, but the other side of him was, he's saying to me, business is business, meaning profession is professional. Okay, can I just be really straight out here, Mark? He wants you to get some order.
Yeah, spot on.
Sorry about that.
Spot on. I am drinking too much.
Yeah, and he's taking a little book out, and he's also he's looking at his watch. So he wants you to manage your time better.
Thank you.
Wait, something else he wants to tell you. In the military, you take strides, correct?
Yeah.
And you also do that in an order. He's saying to me that you need to take strides forward. So the next 3 years will be very important for you to stride forward.
Okay.
In order for you to stride forward, you've got to discipline yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's very, yeah. He's saying, when you're in a parade, you know, military parade, there's no way that you can step out of it, because that will be wrong. And I want you to tell him that I don't want him to be diversifying all the time. Oops. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Because he's very, you know, military-like. He says, get in line, you know, and stride forward. And also he wants to pin something and reward you. So I feel that I need to tell you that he's quite proud of you, because if you go up in rank in the military, you are also rewarded. But he's saying to me, go forward, stay in line, he's saying, get order, because the next 3 years are going to be really important, because there is another reward coming your way.
Thank you. Yeah.
So sorry about that. It was a bit blunt, but there you go.
I like blunt. I need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for working with me.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Michelle, are you ready?
Yep, I am trying to get my energy levels up. So I have gosh, she would have been a grandmother, but I really feel that this is a mom. And this woman has got sort of like that salt and pepper hair, and she is busy. She's pushing me out the way like this to get things done, and things, you know, things need to be in order. This is what needs to happen. You know, if she's having people over for dinner or something, things needed to be you know, done and orderly. And when I say orderly, I'm not talking OCD where, you know, things need to be like in place, but things needed to be ready. I almost feel she's a little bit, she's not scatty, but she wasn't particular about whether a glass stood there, or, you know, if they were matching. It's just that when you entertain people, things need to be sorted out. You need to have the glasses out. You need to have the cookies out. And again, the cookies were quite, you know, significant. I'm just leaning into the cookies. and she would have dressed brightly. I'm getting her in bright colors like green and purple. This is not this is not a mom that would have conformed to anybody else's way of being. She was so comfortable in who she was that she really couldn't give, excuse my expression, a shit what anybody else thought of her. And I also want to say that she would have outlived her husband, and she would have lost her husband quite young, but not like, when I say young, I mean like, I don't know, getting like 60, 65 maybe. There's some connection there to that specific date, 65. But she would have gone a large portion of her older years, she would have gone on her own. She would have lived on her own, but she would have had a house. Not necessarily a big house, but I'm getting her also sewing and knitting and keeping herself busy with all of these things, welcoming family kind of matriarch, where she would have opened up her house to children, and I'm getting so many, kids and grandchildren, lots of them. Can anybody take this lady, this beautiful mom / grandmother, and I feel it may be a grandmother to the city here, that would have just been wonderfully comfortable in who she was. She was busy, she was lively. She loved to have people in her space. She would have had her finger in all the family business. So she would be knowing what's going on with everybody.
If anybody can take it, you can. Okay, Nazrin.
Me too, Michelle. Nina.
Okay, Nazrin and Nina. Okay, thank you so much, ladies.
Emalada. You have 3 here.
Great. What I do want to say is that, okay, so, okay, I'm just going to carry on, but I've definitely got the pregnancy vibe again. So Malada, I'm beginning to think about you, but if Nina or Nazrin, do you have a connection to someone who may be pregnant right now or be incubating a baby right now?
Not that I know of.
Okay, Nazrin?
No, because I'm kind of like out of loop with the family functions right now. So even if there is anyone pregnant, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen them in about a year, so I would have no idea. Yeah.
Okay, because she has brought this up. Okay, so I'm going to just I keep on getting such a strong reference to my grandmother Sylvia, and I can't even remember her name, sorry. But it was just, and she would have dyed her hair right up until the end. I'm almost getting, it's salt and pepper hair, but I'm almost getting that her appearance, it would have been important to her. So I want to say that she looked good. She didn't let herself go. And she's referencing a set of pearls. Malada, can you take or connect with a set of pearls? Because she's brought, I feel that this is a set of pearls that would have been handed down to somebody in the family. But there is something very special about the set of pearls.
That's huge for me, Michelle. Yeah, definitely. And the name Sylvia.
Oh, okay, right. So, okay, let me just go back into this. Nina, you may want to check in with a couple of people. There's a bun in the oven. Okay. You got to test there. So only joking. Anyway, but she's just, she loved her family. When she stands back, it's like the matriarch, the position in terms of just understanding, and it's all fine and well to be a bit of a gossip, but at the same time, she cared so deeply for her children and her grandchildren and their well-being. And this is a woman that suffered many, many losses. I want to say that there is a very, a fundamentally, I feel that she buried children. I want to say that she may have even buried her own children.
Yes.
And whew, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say she could even have buried 2 sons and a daughter.
Yes.
Okay. And what it did was, and the kids were, she also raised them. I feel that she raised them on her own. She was left with the responsibility of raising them on her own. And, sure, there's a lot of emotion around this, Nina. A lot of emotion around this, because it's, to lose a child is astronomical, and it's something that many people, I would never be able to understand it. Even though I've lost my fur kids, it's not quite the same, and I think we can all just understand that. But she's telling me, but she managed to carry on, Nina.
Yeah.
She managed to pick herself up, and she managed to dust herself off, and she managed to move forward. And her grief was, I feel her grief was transmuted through the joy that she had in her grandchildren. It's that cycle of life that I feel that she would have worked through. There's one very specific boy she's referencing. Can you take that? There is, and sorry, I'm just going to go with a name that I'm getting, a Bruce, a B name, something like that.
There's a Bruce.
Okay, so she's referencing this. Would you understand that to be this as being why she would reference this boy as being special, this Bruce, or is Bruce connected to?
Yeah, he's connected to the family on the other side.
On the other side. Would you understand that this Bruce may well be in spirit as well?
Yes.
And would you understand? Okay, I just need to step back a little bit. I need to connect with what's happening here. She's drawing, look, it's been a bit haphazard, but what she's wanted me to say is that she suffered many losses, but she kept on going. She never allowed her sadness to be shown to the world. I feel that this was something very personal that she held. I feel like it's like a delicate flower that she just held onto, because there's a strength about her that was so necessary to hold this all together. And it's the role that she played in it's just so beautiful. And she did it with zero resentment. Zero resentment. It was just pure love for this family. And she was so proud. Even what she's saying to me is even all the shit that happens in between, and it didn't just stop there. It's still happening, and stuff's going on, and people are maybe disagreeing about things, and but it's all about voice within the family context. I want to say, Nina, that I feel that there is a voice that many of your family members are starting to have. Or it's a case of she's wanting the truth to be spoken, where you may be holding on or people, family members in general, are guarded and are too scared to speak what's on their mind. It's either one or the other, in the sense that she's encouraging you to speak your truth. She's encouraging you to be open and honest, because there's a level of healing that she never managed to attain, because she just held onto it. And she almost feels responsible for this guardedness that she held, that it was almost taken down. It was almost adopted by family members, and that's the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to, and I'm going to say this very crassly, but I mean, I use it often, it's just suck it up. And I want to say that kind of thing. And she's wanting you to give yourself a voice and to start expressing the losses that you've experienced. And would I be correct in saying that some of these losses would be connected to the Bruce?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Okay. So there's this, she's being guarded. She's being guarded. She's not letting her defenses down, and I'm to bloody blame for it, she says. It's nonsense. I'm not taking this. She must put it on the table, cry it out, do what she needs to do, get help, whatever. But she really wants you to not, she's almost drawing a parallel towards when she lost her husband. It's like she needed to take this all on herself. It was her grief. And she wants you to know that you can share that grief safely with others, safely and securely with others, and be vulnerable, Nina. She's saying, allow yourself to be vulnerable. That beautiful rose that she was showing me, that flower that she was showing me, that she held so tightly onto, you can actually trust other people to care for it as well, and hold it and be gentle with it. But it's going to start with you allowing yourself to open up to that vulnerability. So I really do want to leave you with her love and just her vibe, because, I almost want to say that you share a lot in terms of personality. So I want to leave you with that.
Thank you, Michelle. That's my mom. She has to come through every circle. She just can't resist. And of course, for Mother's Day, she just had to do that. I have the pearl necklace. That's a big deal.
Michelle, do you have a cat?
No.
Something ran across your front of you.
Yeah, it did.
It was very spiritual, like, shadowy. It'll be on the playback. It was pretty cool. I didn't think you had a cat. But Belinda has
on the property. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
In front of you. It went like this.
It went right in front of you.
Show yourselves.
It was probably Nina's mom telling you this is validation.
Probably one of her cats.
Was it a gray cat by any chance? Gray.
It was shadow. Belinda has spirits that want to come through. So since we have some more time, she's going to bring them through for about a few of them. So thank you, Belinda. And if anybody can take it, just put your virtual hand up or put it in the chat. I can take it and I'll have Belinda go to you.
Right. So the first frustrating thing is that Ektoras has left. There was a strong message for Ektoras that I hope he's going to see afterwards on the recording. Spirit said that Angelina is his soul mother, and that she is fulfilling a very strong place, and I think she will know that already, in his life, and that he actually is an exceptionally old soul, and that other members of the family are not necessarily going to understand that. This is an incredibly creative energy. His name means what? Conqueror, possessor, the Trojan hero. And he's going to require this guidance. He has the ability to be a strong healer and certainly mediumistic experiences, but his name is going to define his role in life. He's very, very gentle. So he needs you to remind him that he has the ectorus, or the Hector in English it would be, still within him. So I was sorry that he dropped out at that moment. Ra's spirit says, and we've got great grannies coming through. Oh, this baby's going to be fine. What a special soul. The soul was so determined to come through the family. So we've got the baby Addie, the baby Adelaide. They say there's a turning point coming, like an amazing turning point, where the nurses will say, but what has happened? This is, this is absolutely amazing. And you're going to know it is the power of prayer. When you go to sleep, you actually connect with this baby. Have you felt that? Have you felt that you're actually like holding her?
Yes, I've been trying to help with healing. She was 3 months preemie, and her name is Adelaide.
Yes. So she's very, 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 very close to you. And there's the Stacy energy is going to be very, very happy as well.
That's her mum.
The family. So we've got, and it's like a reverse. It's like a baby, then a wedding. So I don't know if they've had their wedding yet.
They had to cancel it because of COVID.
Okay, right. So Spirit says this baby chose her time very carefully, and the great grandmothers pushed her across, and she wanted to come 3 months early. She knew that within this timeline, this actually was the least dangerous time. We might have perceived it to be, oh my God, we're in the middle of COVID. Very wise soul. They say when she looks in your eyes, you see her. She sees you. It's like, oh, there you are again. I missed you. I haven't seen you for centuries. Can I now read the newspaper? And she's won the heart of all the nursing staff. I think all babies in NICU generally do it. There's something here, and it's that this isn't a baby soul. And you have been her mother in another lifetime. So the tie is very clear. But please let me know about this turning point. And it may come within the early hours of a morning. And it's going to be a sudden change, that, and in a good way. That is absolutely terrific, astronomical. They say jumbo jet, the word jumbo. What does that mean? Jumbo jet?
My husband's father was the founder of Qantas. My husband's grandfather, sorry. So that might be that link.
Okay. Oh, that is quite big. So that's, well, I'm hoping that you'll all be able to do some traveling soon when all of this is over. So
thank you so much.
I feel quite hopeful about that. Ray, Spirit says, where are you, Ray? There. Hi. Your chap book is way overdue. There's this thing called a chap book you're supposed to be writing with your thoughts, with your poetry, and maybe adding in some visuals as well. If you don't consider yourself to be a painter, then use the photographic eye. But in this lifetime, you're due to do this. And in fact, you were actually due to do your memoirs. Spirit says sometimes you think things haven't been that interesting in your life. Why do you think that you are average? They've heard, why? This has been for ages, right? But think back to when you were a little boy, when you were scared, when you first saw that thing standing at the bottom of your bed, right? Because you've seen it. That was your guardian angel. And your guardian angel said, Ray, you are not average. You know it. It's not ego. Allow yourself to grow into yourself. And then there were these people in your life who kind of dulled your light. Your life is worth examining. It's worth writing. And the poetry in your soul needs to come through. The spirits are there ready to write through you, to speak through you. They want to definitely speak through you. And what they also want to say to me is that you have a unique masculine energy. In the 21st century, there's this incredible seeking about what is gender. Gender is not the issue right now. It's the receptive energy, and whether an energy is aggressive or whether it is one that can almost impregnate others. That's more like the divine masculine. So you can impregnate others with spirit, with joy, with hope, and with gentleness, rather than being one of these men who's like an alpha male. That's not you. So I'm looking forward to seeing the chapbook. Do you know that you can publish a limited number? Have you investigated publishing a limited number of books? And then, you know, for the chapbook, for this particular thing that Spirit keeps talking about.
Okay, I haven't looked at that yet.
Right. So, but get all the poetry collated, get it together, and get that anthology out there. There's some really, really deep stuff, and some of it is not, as you're agreeing, it's not just within you. It's coming through you. It's not just inspirational writings, it's channeled.
Thank you.
And that is going to be phenomenal for absolutely everybody here. So that's divine. So very exciting. Debbie, new career opportunities have to be made this year, have to be embraced. It's enough with the COVID. You're sick of this whole COVID thing. You want things not to be on hold. You're a doer. You would like to actually feel like you're a producer right now, that you're producing, that you are contributing, right? That there's a feeling of being held back like a horse. And yes, this is the year to be appreciated. So have you been looking yet for another position? Because things have been static. Things have just been like, you know, flatlining.
It's already taken off.
Good.
I know where it's going, but the time is now, it's evened out. The time is evened out and it is going forward now. So thank you. Yes, I understand.
Good.
Thank you.
There's
Thank
every
you.
encouragement from Spirit. They're not saying minimal success. They're saying it's the right time, maximal success. And in addition to that, you're going to be helping other people to also make money, because it's going to have a knock-on effect. But you do, and so you don't have to take the family and the world on your shoulders. I just want to say a couple other things. Sandra, I'm interested in some research you're supposed to be doing over the next 2 years. Spirit wants you to research something completely new. So that's going to be very interesting. Are you agreeing? Good.
Yes, that's what they told me.
Fantastic. They say you're going to be breaking new ground, and it's what you were born for. So just pump up on the vitamins, feed the brain. I always say the correct vitamin Bs, not just the vitamin B12, lecithin and the omega oils. I'm probably preaching to the converted, and you probably know more than I do. Feed your brain. And then we have this lovely chorus here to end off with of the yayas. I'm sitting in South Africa, but what I'm hearing is definitely not English or Afrikaans. It must be Greek, but the one lady came and she said, don't say that. Proudly Cypriot. So now we've got this thing here, the yayas. I'm assuming it's the grandmothers, and they're not from the same family. And the one says, don't say that. You must know that Greek is not a Cypriot, and Cypriot is not a Greek. So now I said it does get controversial. And the one says, you know, kind of spare the rod and spoil the child type of thing. The other one says you can only teach a child through sweetness. And we've got quite a few, and you will identify your yayas over here. And then we get someone coming straight up to Angelina and saying, that's right, you've got the right combination. You know when to lay down boundaries. You can be authoritative, and you also build people up, which is why I very much wanted Ektoras to hear that, because you build them up. I'm wondering, Yota, did you also have a yaya?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a different one. She's very, very different.
Yeah.
And she's this one feels like a nurturer through food, a lot of nurturing. She wants to kind of nurture you through food. When one feels down, she wants to go and do something special. There's also a name that is very hard for me to pronounce, which is still from this whole bunch here. And they are talking loudly. The one lady doesn't even believe in deodorant. She thinks this is absolutely shocking. She has certain remedies for everything, and she doesn't feel everything in the 21st century is the best. But there's a name kind of like Panayotis. Does anybody know anyone of this name alive?
That's me.
Oh, you do?
Well, that's my name. My name is Panayota.
Oh, is that like the full name?
Yes, that's the full name. Now, my grandmother's husband was called Panayotis, so that's who I was named after.
Okay. So
so that makes sense.
Yes, so that makes sense about him, but it's interesting because he's quite skeptical about certain things, and he's a thinker. He's not going to accept everything at face value. He had his own ideas.
I've never met him. He passed away
absolutely
years before I was born.
Absolutely, and he has chosen to be your guide. He doesn't feel he's qualified to be, but he wanted to be. So he's tried to kind of really learn on the other side, on the job. And yeah, you've also got a good year ahead. We've been speaking about the masculine, feminine energy. The feminine essence is your power. That is your secret source. And this is what's going to make you totally mighty this year. So exciting times ahead for everybody. Thank you. I just can't wait to see what research Sandra is going to be coming up with. So yeah, it's just very, very exciting. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a marvelous group energy.
Thank you so much, Belinda. We are very grateful for everything everyone has given us today. Nina, Angelina, Belinda, Michelle, wherever you are, I can't see you. But it's amazing. And thanks for your extra time, Belinda. That was a great gift for all of us. So it's time to wrap it up. I could do this forever, but we can't. So it's wonderful. And we ask everybody to please breathe in the light every day. And when you breathe out, please breathe it out with healing energies to the world. And thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. Any
Happy
mothers?
Mother's Day.
Bye.
Mother's Day.
Lots of
Bye.